Hi! So this week I chose to review Hate That Cat by Sharon Creech. This book is about a little boy named Jack, and the age range is about 3rd to 5th grade for this book. So Jack writes poems in the form of assignments to his teacher every day. So there's a date followed by a poem on each page. One of his poems he writes for his teacher is called The Bad Black Cat. The Bad Black Cat, December 14th. I was standing at the yellow bus stop minding my own business when I heard mew, 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 like it was coming from the sky. Mew, 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 and I looked up and I saw a big black cat, all fluffy fur and green eyes, crouched in the tree. Mew, 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 and I thought it was stuck, and so I climbed up the tree way up high to the skinny branches, and I leaned way out, and the bus was coming, and I leaned out farther and grasped the black tail of that black cat, and I was so glad I'd caught it, I was going to save it, and it would be so relieved and grateful. And the bus was coming, and that fat black cat leaped backwards onto my head, and it scratched my ears and my neck, and it hissed the most awful hiss as it scratched with its claws as sharp as needles, and I was bleeding all over the place, and the cat scrambled across my back and onto my legs, and D-O-W-N, down the tree while I lay there clinging to the branch, stinging and bleeding, and the bus passed right on by. I hate that cat. So every day there's a different poem, and sometimes he has little conversations with his teacher based on comments that he receives on his work. And throughout the book, they learn about poetry in their class. And so he tries to implement some of the lessons that he learns about poetry. So this day, December 4th, he writes a poem called The Dog, and it's inspired by Mr. Tennyson, who's a poet that they learn about in their classroom. His poem goes like this. He pats the kitten with puffy paws near the window draped with gauze, and yawns and opens up his jaws. The wrinkled rug beneath him lies. He watches with his big black eyes, and like a lazy boy he sighs. So on this day, he was learning about rhyming. And throughout the book, he mentions the different components of poetry that he learns about. So throughout it, he learns about rhyming, like in this one, metaphors, alliteration, and the shape of poems. So in this other poem that he writes, he learns about free verse. So you can see the word falls. Each letter has its own line. And it's a very fun and unique way of writing poetry in the form of assignments and conversations to a teacher throughout the year. I really recommend it. And at the end of the book are real poems written by poets that he's inspired by throughout his class. So in the back she has poems by Robert Frost and Edgar Allan Poe. So here's some of the poems in the back. I thought that was really unique so that we could see where he was getting his inspiration from. And I highly recommend it.